Hi, everybody. It's Helen McConnell here from helenmcconnell.com. And this week's video is about forgiveness. You may think you know everything about forgiveness, but I hope you will learn something new as you listen to this video. I'll make it as quick as I can. But first, I'd like you to start tapping just on the side of your hand as you listen. That way, if you bump up against something, some resistance, it won't be quite so strong. Not that I'm trying to convince you of anything other than forgiveness is a really great thing. It's good for you. Good for you. Okay. So I want to share that as I was growing up, I had all kinds of resentments. I had no idea that I had them really, but I later found out that I did. And as I got sober in AA, I started doing my work. And part of it is to make amends, is what we call it, to make right the wrong. Because usually in these situations where I resented someone, I had never realized that I played a part in it. So that's the first thing I want you to notice, that if you resent someone and you're still resenting them, there's a good chance you played a part in the initial event that happened. And if not, if it's really old, like you resent your parents or something, the thing is, you're choosing now to still resent them. And that's just not a healthy thing to do. You can forgive someone and you never have to see them again. I'm not saying, oh, you have to go to someone you don't, it's not safe to be with, or someone who you don't want to be with and make up with them and spend time with them. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting that forgiveness is about setting yourself free, opening your heart and setting your heart free. So I define or describe a resentment as like having a hook in my heart. That's the way it always felt. Like I had a big giant fish hook in my heart. And as I began to forgive people, it was like pulling out a hook, and didn't hurt, didn't bleed. In fact, it healed immediately when we do it, a deep forgiveness. When I forgive someone, it doesn't mean that I condone the behavior that I didn't like or that hurt me or hurt someone else. Really, forgiveness is about forgiving the person. Okay? It's not my job to hold everybody accountable for what they've done, but it is my job to keep my heart full and open and in a loving state. All right, and just tap around the points and think about anyone that you are holding a resentment toward. And I always recommend you start with yourself and your family, your mom, your dad, or any parent that you've had. And just start there and notice if you're still holding a resentment toward someone like that, family member or yourself. And ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? And just notice, usually there's an egoic reason for holding on to it. It's like, I'm afraid to let this go. But again, letting it go doesn't mean you condone their behavior. It doesn't mean you have to get back together with them. And a lot of times, the clients that I've worked with have resentments toward people who aren't even alive anymore. And that's definitely not doing your heart any good. So I invite you to really let these old resentments go. You can tap through them and find a way to get free. But the most important thing to do is notice why you're finding it difficult to let this resentment go. Write these reasons down. They're just justifications and excuses for you being resentful. All right. And resentment keeps us separate from our fullest relationship with God. God doesn't resent you. No matter what you do, God always loves you. And I always say God doesn't need to forgive you because God never resented you in the first place. The universe never has resentment. The universe is created from love, not from resentment. There's only a law of attraction, not a law of assertion. There's no assertion in the universe. only attraction. So pick one person to forgive. Notice how long it might take you. I encourage you to do something like this. If it's a difficult one to forgive, you tap every day for 2 weeks and you say something like, okay, God, I feel like I should forgive this person, but it's really hard. Top of the head. And I don't think I can do it on the eyebrow, but I know you can do it, God. Side of the eye. So use me and forgive through me. Send forgiveness through me. That kind of puts a little distance between you and the person or the organization or whatever. And I want you to do that every day for 2 weeks. And you can be as nasty as you want. You can say, God, I really wish they'd get run over by a truck. But I'm trying to do better. And I want to forgive them. You can say, so help me to forgive them. And I wish for them every good thing that I wish for myself. And if you do that every day for 2 weeks, 14 days in a row, do it morning and night until you really feel a difference in your heart. It really will change your life. And when you can learn to forgive in the moment, that is truly divine. Somebody says something, you've taken it personally, you got your feelings hurt. Forgive it, and let it go and set yourself free. Okay, there's so much we could talk about forgiveness, but this hopefully will get you started. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to my channel and share this video with anyone you think might benefit. All right, take care.